Good morning. This is October 6, 2025, and it may be one of the last times that I come and speak before an audience of a nice room, because I'm not the only one who has taken an interest in what's going on with our government right now. In my drive here, BBC from Great Britain, or wherever they are now, has on their channel all kinds of arguments for and against and concerns of our country and where it is and where it could go, but where it should go. And that is what I wish to present to you today. All of the things that are happening that our Constitution, which is my interest, has said these can't be acceptable behavior. And the Constitution itself has within it the oath of office that a president takes going in. I do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of President of the United States and will, to the best of my ability, preserve, protect, and defend the Constitution of the United States. When I reread that over, I can tell that our president has misinterpreted one of the words, execute. Yes, I mean the other meaning of that word. He has done all in his role as president since he was sworn into office, has tried to do something against all the goodnesses that exist in our United States. His very first day of office, when he took the initiative to fire over 1.2 million people from the legislature department. That legislature department is one like the size of this table. The executive office is about the size of my coffee cup. In comparison, this has hundreds and thousands of people working to keep our country in good condition. Here is the president in the executive department trying desperately to destroy what is ours, should be ours, and pretty soon, under his leadership, might not be ours. So why is it that he felt as if he could do all these things? He was granted immunity by the Supreme Court. Who knows where that immunity comes from, because the job of the Supreme Court is to decide on cases that are brought before it. And certainly Trump might be a case, but it's not the kind of case that you would expect to come before the Supreme Court. And there are many who wonder, where did the order come from to make a decision? But he had immunity before getting into presidency. That means that anything that he does, I don't know whether it's going to be good or bad, but we, the people, have got to speak up at this time before it's too late. The firing brings up what I want to discuss as to those branches, the legislature and the president, because nowhere in the Constitution does it say anything about firing. But it does, however, tell us what is going to be in the legislature. It's going to be composed of representatives and senators. It is also going to have appointed offices within it that have been the result of the people, the senators and the representatives, who need to have different heads of their security. And these people who are appointed have terms of office. Their term might be 6 years or 4 years or 2 years, and when their term is up, the legislature, the branch, whatever it is that is their department to see security over, will say, we thank you, but we're going to have somebody else come in, so they leave. Or they can reinstate them for another period of time. They are appointed. They are not capable, their position should never be fired. But our sitting president has decided they must go first because he doesn't want any opposition to put into the legislature all of the men that have not had any experience in any of the departments when 1.2 million people have been fired from their jobs. Now, you can appoint, you can have voted, or you can have fired. Now, the reason the word fired is not in the Constitution is because fired goes after hire. Somebody is hired in order to be fired. All of the hired people in the legislature were there because they were hired by the congressmen, be they representatives or senators. The executive office, this little guy over here, has said, oh, I could fire them, 1.2 million. What does that leave? His assortment of people coming into the legislature, which has the security, it has the treasury, it has all kinds of good things in that particular branch. And the result of having these people in the legislature who shouldn't be there, they have in the office of, let's see, I just forgot the Department of Security. Because they don't know, and the Treasury Department and everything is over there, the people that nobody knows that is now in the legislature have access to all of our private information. And this has been pointed out time and time again that they shouldn't be here. Who in the world are they? But that's only day one of the misbehavior of the gentleman who has taken an oath of office to do the job that he should do. And the other areas of concern in the legislature are terrorists, Social Security, health, education, our national parks, gun control, women's rights. Our Supreme Court actually comes in under there. And how has he been treating our country? Well, he hasn't been treating it very well. All that he has been doing has been to appoint a Department of Efficiency, government efficiency, that again is manned by non-elected, not appointed, just people that have been put in there. So we now have two different places where people have been put in. We have the legislature, we have the executive office, because evidently the Department of Government Efficiency is now in the executive department. So again, we have unknowns in our government doing what it is that they can do under the auspices of our leader. You'll see the shape of our leader change from time to time. So these people have unwittingly been exposed to all of our country's private concerns. Do I like that? No. Do people that I have spoken to? No. And I will tell you about the fact that just a meeting with two people who have these opinions about the president, having a conversation, made me realize that my isolation from the concern of the people has given me a one direction. It exposed me to the direction of other people. And then I saw a TV program about this other direction, that there are lots of you out there. And one of the things they were talking about was, oh, they were so glad to see that Disney was able to get back in the swing of things and put our nightcaster back on the TV. They were delighted to see that people were so involved that they actually took money out of the company that sponsored our night speaker and then were able to put it back as soon as the people decided we need to get that speaker out there because he has the power of free speech. And that, again, woke me up to the fact that there are lots of you out there who really are concerned. And the one concern that that brings up is, how can we, as a country, bring one side who has an opinion and the other side that has an opinion back to the center, to what has made us great: cooperation, enjoyment, the love of each other, the love of our country. We right now have a president that has not shown love of our country. He has shown love of all the people who do exactly what he wants. If you've missed that particular outlook on his life, well, why don't you think about where all of the good things he's doing? All of them deal with war, not the United States. It took him 6 months before he realized that there were departments in the legislature that protect the people against calamities, such as the flood that in Texas that killed over 100 people. That specific department, federal aid assistance, was to be cut from the offices in the legislature. He then realized that there were things that would, but after that, I'll have to admit, I didn't see very much of his enjoyment of what he could do for our country. He has taken the position of being the leader of the world in solving all the world's problems of war. And how does he do that? He conducts war against the Middle East by taking 30,000-ton bombs to eliminate what he thinks is the headquarters for all of the nuclear material transformation. And in doing so, the country wants to know, what kind of a war this is a war of defense. All right, so we have one kind of war that he is doing. And then we have the people who recognize that he is not doing what he should be doing. And they are the people who protested when it came in August, the No King's Day. And that was a program, I never can remember, not a riot, but if I knew the word, I might have gotten out there and done something with it myself. But the whole country on No King's Day had somebody representing their opinion that is our government is in the wrong direction. And that has been proved over and over and over again. And so the insurrection, when the president released all of those people who had killed, maimed, destroyed the the Senate building, he gave them all pardons. And the question is, should he have pardoned all of those things? But that is a privilege that the president has. Then the next invasion into our privacy was by the third group of people unknown to us. We have the unknowns in the legislature now, in all the departments, and we have unknowns in the Department of Economic Efficiency. We have another unknown mass of people. We know that they come from one little group in the United States who wear, what do you call it, hoodies and masks, dress in black, have no identification, and they are sent into the states with the direction under the presidency to capture and remove all those people who have come illegally across the border. So this immigration requirement is going to fall on us, the people, because inadvertently there are many people he is deporting that do the work that our country workers wouldn't do. Like go and clean the fields, pick the goods, work in the other areas of food production. And when we don't have these people, we don't have the labor, we don't have the result, the growing, the produce that's coming to our market. So what happens to the prices of our food? They go up. What else involves the prices of our goods? Oh, tariffs. What does our president do? He says, oh, you haven't been paying your share, so I'm going to have you have a higher tariff if you want to bring your goods into our country. So instead of maybe 5%, it's up to 25%. The money comes into our coffers, who knows where? Does it go into our treasury? We hear that our tariffs bring in something like $45 billion a month. But where does it go? It doesn't go towards reducing our balanced budget. Our balanced budget is now in about 33 trillion, and the money that we have now because of the president's big bill. Oh, and by the way, the big bill. He learned a little bit about you're not supposed to do something over here that should be sent over, approved, and then come back. So what did he do? He has made out a separate bill called the big bill and has included in it how he wants the money to be spent, which is their job over here. And he puts in all the good things that are wanted as well as all the bad things that are not wanted into the one bill that he sends over. So he now has, and I actually did write these figures out, on, I'll read it with the glasses. To see the impact of the reconciliation package breakdown, take one state as an example in North Carolina. The amount North Carolina tax dollar allotment for military spending in the reconciliation package could instead keep 800,000 adults on Medicare, maintain the program benefits for 1,780,000 recipients, and that is in the health program or the program for poor people, or cover the child tax credits, $1,886 for children. Losing that much funding for the people of our country in order to make more warships, a golden dome over this country, to have other expenses, to have wartime only. Why? Because the president is control of our defenses. And so he has filled the budget with what he wants, not what we should be given. We are a country of people, and that brings us to the problem that exists right now. We have those people who want this and the government who want those things. We happen to have, just in the past couple weeks, a person who comes from this side who is spreading the word of the politics under politic freedom, and we know who he is, and his word is sending the message to thousands of college people that this form of government is good. And upon analysis, there are a few tremendous flaws. I can't go into it because it would take much too much time, and I'm running out of time. I want you to recognize that there was one person who believed, then was not, he had changed his mind, and he felt that the message to the people was wrong, and he took aim and fired, and it caused a death of a spokesperson for what could be questioned. If you heard the word political freedom, and we already have freedom of speech and other freedoms of assembly, what does political freedom mean? It means the freedom that the politics allows. And if you don't believe me, just listen to some of the things that are going on out there. I've been listening to the BBC on my radio, which has local stations, and it does have outside stations, and their discussion of what is wrong with our country. Our president is only concerned with these people, the rich, the famous, those who can make a go of it. Is he concerned about all the rest of us? Those of us on a limited budget that have to try to make ends meet? His tariffs have made the prices go up because the country may be making lots of money, but the country pays us. To make up for that, the goods that they are selling have to be bought for us to sell at a higher price than they would ordinarily have. It took me a while to understand that some people don't know that the goods coming from, let's say, Brazil, because I don't know that they're on our list, will come in and they charge more for the goods that are being bought by the companies that are going to sell them. So the price increase goes from the people who buy to the people who buy the goods that have come in. And I do hope you understand exactly what it is that I'm trying to say, that we're not benefiting by this money. The government may be, but all of these things. Oh, there is the war leader sending in the troops, the first time in the history of our country, who is making our army fight our own people. Did he do it correctly? No. He has to have the approval, and it takes perhaps 3 days to go under the rule of invasion. Did he go in the very day? You bet. He went right in. No transportation provision, no food provisions, no rooming provisions, and yet he was successful in getting everybody under what he wants to do. Leadership by fear. And if you don't believe me, just think about that one fellow who was exiled to El Salvador. Was that a message to all the other people? Yes, it was. That is rule by intimidation. And that's exactly what he's doing to us. We have to reconcile this group and this group to make us, the United States, back to what it should be, a country of people. That the leadership in our country should be a president who believes he has the role to protect everybody. And if you don't see that that is what is not happening right now, as it should be happening, wake up. And if you want to read something to help support my point of view, this is the Public Citizens News. It comes in the mail. And why do I believe it? Because we have rules that you only put in your written word that which can be proved. And upon those words, I would like to thank George Binns for initiating me into speaking, not just my words, but words that I want people to hear, that our country is in dire need of your support in helping and assisting to make our world what it should be again. I could go on for another half hour without any difficulty, but I see that I am going to be ending my preserve, and I thank George for getting me on the air, getting me used to talking. There's so much I haven't said. This little tiny book is our Constitution. If you don't have one, find one, go to the library, read it. It doesn't take an awful long time, but it has words of wisdom, direction, and I hope that you can understand what I'm trying to get across. Help in whatever way you have. Social Security, make sure you support the people who have a registered number on your ballot. They are the ones that will try to get through the order that is already in the legislature. There are other people who say they are supporting the Social Security that may or may not be, but watch out for those who want to coattail onto the situation. So thank you, people, for listening. If you did, I am still not sure what we call a rebellion when it's peaceful. Some words just escape me because I don't want to be a part of them, but to be a part of them would be a good thing. So understand, if your neighbor does not like, talk about it. Even if you voted for this person who is not a good president, believe me, you will not be shunned for changing your opinion. You will be prized for knowing what is right when we have a dishonorable man leading us into, I can only say, corruption. He is a dictator. He is taking authoritative power, and he is using what is not his to destroy us. And we are on the brink of 250 years as a democracy. All the countries of the world right now are looking at us and thinking, what has happened to that country we used to look up to? Will they ever be back to what we used to admire, loved, and wanted to come and see? I hope we do shortly become again what we could be, what we can be. And it's only you that has to put yourself out to support what you think is best. I can't tell you what to do other than I hope you want what's good for us, because I'll end on this note. Our government is spending our money not on us, but on whatever he wants it on. Our money. Those are my parting words. And it's going to get him richer and us poorer. Just think about that. And all I can say is thank you for listening, if you are, because I am firmly convinced that we can, as a country, through good press and conviction, become the country we should be. Thank you.